Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Um, yes, I finally got my budget back together. Now it's changed. Everything's changed. Okay, yep, finally done it. After I ran into a problem, and we'll explain the problem a little bit later on. Okay, so yes, you've seen my last videos. I do the billet heads. Do me machining on my own cylinders, and so on. Okay, I've done quite a lot of work on this engine actually. Yeah, no, it's finally come together. Managed to fire it up on Sunday. Yeah, she's loud. Now, where I am, I can't fire it up because my wife's home. It's way too loud. So yes, I hope to I'll do a video on Friday when the wife's not home. We'll fire it up just to get you to see how it sounds and really crisp. Okay, so yeah, things that were done to the engine itself was actually right. Now the only reason I pulled the engine apart, the last run I ran, yeah, it wasn't quite right. I think I had the problem for quite a while. You've probably seen me videos on the ovals. Yeah, she was running good. Since after that, I thought, oh, because I put in extra billet parts, yeah, she's getting heavier. The bigger diameter spike wheels at 190mm high. Yeah, you can put your ratio right out. I even changed the ratio and I noticed, yeah, look at wheel stand and all that sort of stuff, it's not the same. And eventually, yeah, she wouldn't fire up on the oval because then I realised I got a problem. Okay, it's probably the Achilles heel of this Rovan 71cc engine. Okay, I'm just going to explain. Basically what it was, the carburetor wasn't priming after the stop. Okay, I thought, oh, maybe something up with the carby, I got an air leak, something bad. I went through all the process, even pulling the carby apart, blowing out the pulse hole and everything. Problem's still there. So I only left the one problem, one spot I didn't check. And that's what it comes down to. Okay, I actually blew a crankcase seal and it was on the flywheel side. Right, now I think I had this problem for a while because when I did tune, it wasn't changing. Eventually, yeah, it popped out. So you got no crank pressure, that means the carburetor's not going to pulse. There's a good tip for you guys. You think you got all your air leaks sorted and everything looks good and still got a problem, right, you're blowing a crankcase seal. Okay, that'll only happen on the left hand side of a Rovan engine. Okay, right inside the clutch holder would tend to hold the seal in. On the left side there's nothing holding in, so yeah, this one I put some iridite epoxy just to stop it from coming out. The other crankcase, I'm actually going to machine it and machine a groove in that spot, and we're going to put a C-clip. This stops the seal coming out. There is nothing stopping the seal coming out. Okay, you can put a wider seal in, 7mm instead of a 5, and whatever the diameter. Anyway, we'll just go over what I done on this engine. Okay, yes, I am using a Chinese reed block. It has carbon reeds. I did stuff it with some JB weld. Yes, I've got 2 new reed blocks coming. They're actually coming from Italy. It's taken quite a while, so I'm hoping maybe next week or week after I got it. That's why I haven't trimmed the throttle linkage yet until I've got that reed block, because I know that carburetor is going to sit back. It's going to be a nice neat unit. The carbon reeds, 4-pedal setup, and more set to this motor. Okay, apart from the motor, yes, New better quality bearings. Yeah, it's got a jug gasket on it, so it lifts up the cylinder. So to change the port mapping. Okay, has 5 transfer ports on this one, on the inlet side, and the exhaust is opened up to my specs. I made about 4 different size head gaskets, so I can go 0.3, 0.5, 0.8 and 1 mil. Okay, so I do all my own work. Okay, the window on the piston, yes, it's got the hole in the front for the reed block setup, and I have done the windows around the gudgeon pin, so it gives it more fuel out further in the transfer port. So I've gone a bit more, relieved the crown, so machined it so it won't seize. Pretty tough pistons actually. Actually, what I did to the motor when I blew the seal out, you can see it's been a problem for quite a while because I had quite a stain around. Now, when you blow a seal out, you tend to suck in dirt. When you suck in dirt, it's going to go up in your cylinder and scratch your ball. So I had a few scratches. Actually, I'm using the cylinder head again. I'm not going to waste it. I already machined it already. Done 2 extra transfer ports. We're just going to have a carburetor set up, no reed set up. Okay, and just put one of my billet heads on, so nothing's going to be wasted. Yeah, that's guys. She sounds awesome. A couple of little, retune the gain, get it going, get the reeds to settle in, and then I got it finally on. But mate, it is loud. Anyway, we're going to talk about a few other things. Yeah, I'm really wrapped. But I am building another 70cc bar jar. As you see, my red one, it's got the Norton 38 in it. Well, the 38's going out. I'm putting a 70cc, 71cc Rovan engine in. I've got the pipe for it because I've got 2 pipes all up. I've got the roll cage already. I've got all the pieces to put that together. So that's where my old cylinder head is going to go on. It's just going to have to make it into a fun car. Yes, I did purchase myself an RC Max 70cc V2 new engine. It's done 5 minutes, so I'm looking forward to get that in the next week or so. I just brought it for comparison. Yeah, and if you're not happy about it, just the RC, the 70cc, the RC Max engine, mate, they're about 30 mils higher than the Rovan engine, and then you've got the spark plug on top. So I'm going to build a third one. I wanted 2 budgets with the 70cc, 71 Rovan engines for playing around, and now I've got a RC Max engine, so I'm looking forward to that, Awesome. Anyway, come to a couple other issues to talk about. Okay, I explained in the last video. Now, I'm Wayne, talk from SRE Custom. This is the crank that's been grounded that Rovan did some of their engines. Okay. I don't know why they did that. They had clearance issues. Well, I sort of do. Okay. I actually took that out of my old casing out of this one. Put a brand new one in. And when I assembled the engine, I found the engine was notchy. It was actually catching. Okay, so I'll explain to you where the problem is. If you take it out, where it was catching, let me see. Okay, if we point there, that lip inside the crankcase, I'll just point right there. So you will have to relieve a little bit of material. That new crank, that's where it was catching on. And I say would have catched on the other side, but that wasn't a problem because the transfer port I put in the middle, I actually did that clearance on the crankcase so the fuel goes straight up. up to the transfer port. Okay, so yeah, guys, if you have a carby problem, it's not primary, got no air leaks, mate, it's a seal. And if we come across around here, your seal and it has to be the right distance, guys, because you're putting your clutch holder in there, or else you'll have it dragging on that, or you'll have it inside dragging on the bearing. Okay, so just you take your bearings out, set the seals where you should be, where they go. Okay, put in the oven for about 4 minutes, or about 180 degrees, and your bearings will just flop back in. I use the oven to bearings in and out. Right, I won't press them in and out. Okay, so obviously where that seal was, well, there's not much to stop that seal to come out for dust. So there is room there. I'm pretty sure I can swing it on my little mini lathe and put a circlip groove on to hold the seal in. Anyway, that's another tip, guys. I think that's the Achilles problem of a 71cc Rovan engine. Okay, more likely you'll pop a seal. Okay, we talked about last time a different cylinder head. Okay, this is a Rovan one, already cut down, ready for billet head. Okay, we're ready to go. This is not a Rovan cylinder. Okay, it's actually a K650, I think Husqvarna, it's a cut-off saw. Okay, the only downfall on that, the coil's on the opposite side. Okay, this one will have to be a drop coil setup. Okay, not a problem to me. Right, it is exactly the same. It's probably the casting, excuse me, is a little bit harder. It's like the piston. Okay, if you look down through the other side, it is exactly the same as the Rovan engine, as the PCD hold the hole. The transfer port's exactly in the same spot. Now if we turn it around, see the difference of this one. Okay, so it's basically, your transfer port go through and then comes out of a section up further. Okay, so there's actually two different versions of this. There's one exactly like a Rovan one. It's all the way it's cut up to there, and this one's different. Okay, so there you go, guys. So it's more or less directing the fuel where you want to go. Now, when I discussed about on the last video, have a look at the exhaust port. No, that's the way the exhaust port should be on a Rovan engine. Okay, just to show you what I mean, put two to two together. There's a Rovan exhaust port. Okay, so hopefully we can get a view from one to one, so you'll see that it doesn't have this section in here which some people tend to port out, but the problem is, if you damage that thread and you went to helicoil, you'll have no material there. So that's a bit of a minus and downwise. So if you look at this cylinder, it is exactly the same in size. You don't have that problem section that you see on the other one. The bolt hole's out further, so yes, you can put this out a lot bigger than the Rovan one. Rovan, there we go. Alright, so yeah. There's a difference in the inlet side. Alright, just turn around. Yeah, that's a Rovan one. This is the aftermarket, not Rovan. Okay, it actually, look, I already machined it off to set up the cylinder head. What I'm going to do, I bought it for $50 so AliExpress. It comes with piston, gudgeon pin. It's actually a 2-ring piston. So the old cylinder on the original on budget there where the seal come out, it scored me cylinder. It actually got the scratch marks where I machined it, and I'm putting a 2-ring piston in. Okay, I want to get my money's worth out of it, so I'm porting it. Put the billet head on, raise the compression up, and I'm just going to have a bit of fun and just see what it does. It's all good. I'm not going to waste anything. Apart from that, guys, the only thing, there's not much change in my barger. So I'll put some aluminium bead locks just to blend into me BRP spike wheels. I have changed my hubs out. So I had problems with the draw shaft with IRC. The pins actually jamming. Okay, so that problem, I didn't have a problem last time I ran that. I end up taking me 2-inch type of hubs out, and I end up putting steel ones in, and they're actually shorter. So with the FLM arms, it's, I got it a little bit narrow, so it's not wider as it was before. So it's dropped it back to about 2 inches in the back. Just explain to me where you can get parts for your pulse line. You'll recognise as soon as I go right in. Well, I couldn't get any little fittings. I had one, basically I needed two. They're off the old carburetor. Okay, so I took the fittings off the old carburetor, put one on the reed block, and the other one's down underneath there. Now, guys, just hang on a moment. I'm just going to explain something if I can find it. Right, back again. Okay, so your pulse hole is there. Right, that round circle spot there. Okay. So I drilled it. Now the thing is, when you take the bottom off, that gasket does not want to come off in one piece. It actually ripped, tore a bit, so I knew I had to get 2 gasket kits. So I put the carb fit in, erudite in, and diagrammed on the outside. It's all flush, so it's all in the channel. It's all good. Okay, so if you're going to do external line and you've got the fitting, suggest you have your gaskets ready. It will tear. Okay, it's actually cheaper to buy the gasket kits on eBay, about $8. Buy the whole kit. Okay, I brought it from a mower supply, even though they were made in the USA. That cost me a lot more. Now, okay, guys. Yes, look, I do have something to say. There's been some 71 Rovan engines, being built on eBay, YouTube, whatever. Okay, guys, where are yous? Right, I'll put my videos on YouTube just to show and tell what it do. Everyone loves it. I get so many questions. The questions got asked: where's all these other engines been built? Have been built. It's all right to have a modern engine stand, sounds good, but when you actually drop it on the ground, does it actually work? So guys, get your cars on YouTube and what proper running clips. Everyone wants the same thing. There's a whole idea. Just get interest for everyone. Look at the hobby, see where the engines, progress. Now this engine won't finish. There is another surprise for you later. I have explained it before. We're going to billet. Okay, it's going to happen. Okay, now I'm actually going to be doing my first 45cc engine. Okay, it's Ashley from Canberra. He wants a 45 done. He's actually putting in like a lossy type of thing. Okay, so yes, I'm going to do a a billet head on it, doing the same principle as the 71cc route. The difference is won't be running a reed block. We're just going to put the 2 transfer ports in. Okay, extra ones. We're going to stuff the crankcase. Alright, so you got less volume, so you're going to get that fuel shooting right up. Change the port mapping, so and more compression. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And we're just going to drill and tap the from 5mm going to 6mm, run the 6mm bolts and that. Okay, and run the head. So yeah, I will do videos on this stage by stage or as I go along, guys. So you get to see what I actually do. So yeah, look, yeah, apart from I do pipes, I do my own machining, I do my own welding, I do my own fabricating. Yes, I know that, everything's pretty basic and that. So yeah, so I've basically got a tool up now for a 45cc. Just be interesting, I'll alter, so I've got to make the head gaskets because obviously they're small in diameter. Yes, make a jug gasket to suit that, the copper one. Yeah, and make one so yeah I can put a loading machine the head down, the cylinder down. So hey guys, keep an eye out. Yeah guys, progress is happening. Yeah, finally seen it. Now, like I said before, where are you guys with the other 71 Rovan engines? Okay, mate, you should be proud of what you got. Let's see how well they go. Now, this is a holiday, with show and tell. I want to see them, and they've got to run more than 2 minutes. Right, do a proper video. Right, no starting up on the stand. It's easy to start on the stand and say it sounds wicked, but hey guys, let's see what is working, what isn't working. Anyway guys, just a quick one. Yeah, like new engines coming, I'm looking forward to that because that's around about 18 horsepower, that RC Mac engine. So yeah, all good guys. I'm out. Any questions? Fire away. Right. Cheers.